Hello, my name is Tanika, and today I'll be doing an interview for designers women ready to wear for Coach in New York. So to get started with this interview, I am a graduate at Virginia State University with a bachelor's degree in family and consumer sciences and also a concentration in textiles, apparel, and merchandising management. So to get started with these interview questions, Um, the first three interview questions we'll be starting off with will be traditional interview questions. Sorry. So the first interview question would be, why do you want a job with this particular organization? The reason why I chose this job in this particular organization is because Coach is famous for all their accessories, their brand, their bags, all their clothes, etc. And also with Coach, they're looking for, you guys are looking for people who have created flats before, tech packs, pattern layouts, which is something that I have really good experience in throughout my years of college. And I also have my old college portfolio here of when I had to do two designer brands for one of my projects. And I can leave this here for you guys after the interview, or if you'd like to take a look at it now. Um, yeah, this was one of my favorite projects is because it made me feel like it was something that, I was actually working under, you know, um Alice and Olivia and also Jean Paul Gaultier, and that was something that made me become very, very creative with designing and also creating sketches for this entire brand and also a line for this brand. So I can leave this here for you guys. Um, and also with Coach, I'm very excited if I ever get this opportunity to be a part of this position here because I I want to be able to build myself up as a designer and also maintain a career furthermore, um, and also make a name for myself with this brand. Next question would be, what are my career goals? One of my career goals would have to be, or basically would be like to become a fashion designer because I majored in fashion throughout college. Even though as I was going throughout my semesters and years in college, fashion was something that, I kind of had a peek about up and down with and telling myself, am I able to continue this or if I want to switch up? But with the help of professors, a lot of great professors, and also my classmates are, helping me and letting me know that you can do so much with fashion and also still enjoy it, even though it is kind of time consuming, whatever position that you want to do. It's always good to build up your resume and also make a name for yourself for other people and for other employers to look at you. Last question is, tell me about your role in extracurricular activities and how many hours do you spend weekly on these commitments? So, my extracurricular activities include working retail and also doing little design sketches and sewing throughout my free time. Normally, it takes me about 3 to 4, 5 hours on the sewing part and like the sketches because that's something I really want to try to work up on and build up on is to try to get better for other companies and things like that. And with retail, mostly it's about, I would say like 20 to 30 a week because with that, since I'm working in retail, it also gives me another experience to say to be if I were able to own my own business one day, and that'll be something that would give me a little bit of experience and a lot of experience in because um I have worked for New York and Company before, so that kind of gave me an experience about how a store should look or how a store should work if you were to own your own business one day. So next we are going to go into the behavioral interview questions, which kind of take on, about being more, about you or what things you have faced. So, tell me about a time when you failed at something. If you could do it again, what would you do differently? Wow. Something that I failed, the time that I failed at something. I would say when I used to work in retail, I would say that not completing a task on time when I was supposed to. I can say that. But here's the catch about it. Um, I would say that would kind of be like a biggest failure for me, even though it was something that, I was very passionate about working in retail and things like that. So that kind of was like, that kind of took a big toll on me because when I try to complete a task or anything like that, I'll try to do it as much as I can and try to get it done better and do it in a timely manner. And then like with if I was to done it differently, I would, and it would be on days where I would not motivate myself to do better or to speed up a process. So to make myself do it differently, I would, just go in with motivation about things of how I can make my day better and to push myself to have a better day. Next question would be, what did you do in your last job to effectively plan and organize? My last job was in retail. Um, I can kind of say that that kind of helped me plan and organize for this position here because while working in retail, we have a women's ready to wear section, and a lot of customers ask about the type of clothes that we have because we have a lot of clothes for everyone, petite, plus size, maternity, things like that. So with that it kind of helped me organize and plan about the history of like whatever things I need to know that pertaining to a designer and what layouts do I have to find or have to do or have to make in order to obtain or what to know more about to become a fashion designer. Last question would be, um, what was the greatest challenge you ever faced and how did you approach it? Um, One of my greatest challenges that I faced throughout my life would have to be, I would say back in retail. Um, Cause it's a like when I was in a Sephora Associates for a New York company, it came with a lot of challenges dealing with guests who were very particular about what type of clothes they wanted, what type of fabric that they wanted, and with that, that was kind of more so like a bigger challenge because I had to dig deep, dig down into the history about what I needed to know and the textiles of the fiber content that I needed to know, and then, like I talked about and learned about while I was in college. So that was like one of the biggest challenges that I ever faced because even though I was still in college at the time and still learning as a fashion student, that was kind of something that I had to think about myself and build up on and about what I knew, about what I know as well, that professors, teachers had taught me throughout my years in college. And I approached it very well with me knowing about what I knew and what I was taught. So that was kind of one of my greatest challenges, and the customer, they were very satisfied. So that was one of my greatest challenges that I really had faced while I was in college. And lastly, I would like to ask you two questions about this position here. So the first question is, what type of training or orientation will I receive if I were so fortunate to get this position? And also, what are some of the tasks and projects in which I will